chair recognize the lady from Johnson, Representative Nielsen, for closing remarks on H1117.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'd like to start by thanking all of my colleagues who stood up tonight in favor of this amendment. This is really important to me, and as I mentioned earlier, I have spent a lot of time in my community working on making sure that things like inequity and implicit bias didn't have a place where I choose to raise my children. And I'm really pretty disgusted that we have all stood here and for the last, I don't even know how long, 5, 6 hours, we've cited study after study, instance after instance of places that have implemented these voter ID laws, and voters have been disenfranchised. But has anybody actually even heard that? Have you been listening at all? Because I don't believe you are. We've given you the evidence that we need to study the effects of this bill on the citizens of our state. And you refuse to see it. And that disgusts me greatly. I didn't come here so that I could make bad legislation that doesn't make any sense and have people just ignore facts put right in front of their faces. It's really disgusting. Representative Reiser, you claim that this is not a photo ID bill. Yet for 95% of the state, it is. Because the 95% of the people that have a driver's license, they will be required to show that before they are allowed to vote. Please tell me what the definition of a photo ID is if that is not it. For the other 5%, well, hey, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and the same goes for a free voter ID card. It is far from free, and it is not worth the disenfranchisement of thousands of our citizens, the citizens that we are all here to protect. Representative Reiser also claims that there is a voter confidence problem. Even admitted that it was a perception. Why do you think that is? Because if you say something enough times, people will believe that it's true. So from President 45 on down to Representative Reiser, Secretary Pate, people are hearing, voter fraud, we have to stop voter fraud. Except there is no voter fraud. None. We're going to spend millions of dollars to make sure that we don't let on. As my good friend Representative Cassino would say, the idea that there is voter fraud in this state, that dog just won't hunt. Representative Abdul Samad, I want to thank you for pointing out the importance of reaching out to the groups that are going to be affected by this bill, all of the groups that are going to be affected by this bill. We cannot sit back and expect people to come to us to tell us how our own legislation works. That is our job. That is our job to go out into the community and ask people, is this going to be a problem for you? Is this going to affect you? Is this going to keep you from voting? But we didn't do that.